lovely and darling viewers, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm reviewing The 12 Days of Dash and Lily, which is written by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. This is a young adult contemporary novel. This is a sequel to Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, which saw two teenagers in New York meet and fall in love as they exchanged a notebook where they kept daring each other to do more and more ridiculous things. It was really cute, really funny, and really holiday-like, so much so that I couldn't wait to just jump into book two. Book two takes place 1 year later, but is written 6 years after the first book came out, and it definitely feels a bit strange to revisit these characters, especially since Lily has had a very rough year. Somewhere in the spring, I think it was around March or something, Lily's grandfather has this heart attack. And he comes out of it, but not as strong as he was before. And Lily feels very guilty about the whole situation where he's in the hospital all the time. He comes home when he needs help, and she's definitely taken on this caregiver role for herself. And Lily's definitely changed in the process. She seems, on one hand, to be growing up way too fast, but on the other hand, she seems to be clinging very hard to very childish things. And it does not feel like the Lily from the first book. So Lily is definitely a major downside of this book. On the other hand, we have Dash, who's trying to be supportive and caring to her, but he's not verbalizing to her as much, and he's definitely giving her space, and Lily is misinterpreting it. She's starting to distance herself from Dash. Dash is picking up on that. Basically, the two of them have a very, very rocky relationship, and they're threatening to break up. So this book definitely doesn't have the cute factor that book one had. Lily doesn't feel like the same character, and we don't see the dares as much, like the crazy antics where we get to see all of New York. So it's not the same book at all. No, we are following the same characters. We do get to catch up with all the side characters too, like Lily's family and Mrs. Basil-Lee, and getting to see Dash's friends like Boomer and Sophie. So we get to catch up with everybody and see where they are. Seeing Langston and his boyfriend Benny, which is a great part of this book. And I'm on the whole, I've got to say that I kind of struggled through the sequel because it didn't really feel as Christmassy. It didn't feel as light and happy. Yeah. So the time frame of this book is 12 days before Christmas up through Christmas Day, maybe a day or two after Christmas. The first thing that happens in this book is that Dash buys Lily a Christmas tree, trying to bring her Christmas spirit back, because usually Lily's Christmas crazy at this point and as so into the HUD and everything, and this year she hasn't bought the tree or done anything, and they're supposed to have a tree lighting ceremony with no tree. So Dash decides to gift her a tree for Christmas. But even these cute romantic gestures end up backfiring, and it's just... Ooh, how do I describe this without ruining this book? But... So this book is less about dares and trying to outdare each other as trying to help the other person feel Christmas and reconnect in their relationship, or decide that they need to actually break up. So they've really hit this boiling point here. It's fix it or leave it kind of a thing. Which is not as fun to read as the falling in love for the first time thing. Gotta say. It's definitely got a different vibe to the story. And each of the things that they do for each other, they each kind of backfire a little bit. And they're kind of sweet and funny things as a reader, or if you're looking back on it from a distance. But there are also things that are kind of cringeworthy and adding more stress to the situation as they're happening to these characters. And it's just making things worse. So... This book was a lot harder to get through. I kind of had to just slug through it. About halfway through, it did start to feel like it was Dash and Lily again, and we do get more into, okay, let's go back to the beginning and what was working for us before. So halfway through the book it got better, but that first half was so hard to get through. The second half did kind of make up for it. I did eventually end up giving it 3 stars, but this is definitely not the same book. I was disappointed in it and in these characters, and I just didn't enjoy it. And it didn't really feel that Christmassy. So, not the biggest fan of the sequel. Definitely, if you haven't read book 1, go do that. That one's amazing. But I feel like we didn't need the sequel. We definitely didn't need it 6 years later. And there are tons of pop culture references in both these books, and because of the 6 year gap, and they decided to take pop culture references from when they were writing it, apparently, like, they don't match up either, timeline wise. So what year do these take place in? I don't know. As eager as I was to just like jump right into the sequel, I don't think we needed it. Book 1 was fine on its own. So there is my review for the 12 Days of Dash and Lily by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. Let me know in the comments below if you have read this. Did you have a different take on it? Or did you also think that it was awkward and we didn't really need it? Book 1's amazing though. I love book 1. Definitely read book 1. So yeah. So peace out. I love you guys and keep reading. Bye.